even further beyond!
Yes, sir. My name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, I'm bringing you guys a new type of video. I don't think I've ever done this before on the channel, besides from in live stream, but live streams is just a bit of fun. In this video here, we are going to be doing a top 10 fighter character list, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do it in tier list format, but it will also tell you who I think are the top 10 units in order as well, and in terms of where they place on the tier list. If you pay attention to the community tab, you would know that I often do polls on things of what characters are, where they are on the tier list, and let you guys decide in the masses, and we see what people genuinely think. But as a player who I go for godly literally every single season, I play PvP every single day pretty much, on stream every day, 9 PM GMT, tap in. Yeah, so I would know a lot about the meta, generally speaking, and a lot of people might just care about my opinion. You even watching this, if you're watching this, you probably care about what I have to say, and then maybe you might disagree, maybe you might agree, maybe you want some advice. Whatever it is, we're here gonna break down the top 10 units in the meta as of right now. I'm thinking of doing this every single month for every monthly LF or Ultra that drops. I don't really too heavily think about the All-Star banners. The LFs especially, more than anything else, to see how drastically things change, and if there's any ultras that actually drop as well, I'll definitely just do another one of these videos. These videos are going to be a bit longer than usual, considering I've never done this before, and they'll just be breaking down my thought process for every single unit and where they stand in the meta. So it's going to be an interesting video. Before I even get into the video, I want to show you the layout that I've got, because luckily I've got 3 monitors. So I've got this screen here. You see the mobile on the right for you, but I have to point to the left so you can see, because it's reversed. I'll be bringing up like characters so you can see like their kits and why they're so valuable at certain positions and whatnot. I'll also be using this tier list here, created by Dingy. Shout out Dingy, man. I'm gonna put the tier list in the description below, so if you want to make your own, you can go ahead and do that. But essentially, using Game Press's format, so you got the God tier, the Z tier. The S tier are the characters that I think are actually potential top 10 candidates. So if you're not in this S tier at the moment, you're just a bum. Everybody down here is not even going to get ranked. I'm not going to bother with them. There's no point, because they're just outside of the top 10 by far. Like, it's so obvious, it's so painfully obvious that I don't even need to consider these guys. But these guys are the guys that I have for consideration. There's more than 10 of them, as you can see, but not all of them are going to make it, but we'll just see. That's what I've got there. Then obviously I'm back to my face here, so you guys can actually see me speak. But we'll be using those 2 screens, and I'll be probably time-lapsing a lot of this video. The video will probably be more than 20 minutes, I don't know, so sit tight. I'll try and make it as smooth as possible and not waste a lot of your time, especially because I could just give you the list, but it's about the explanation as well. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. We're very close to being there. So if you haven't already, press that red button. You know what to do, man. All my social media links are going to be in the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link, all in the description below. So make sure to check me out on all of those. Also got a 2nd channel, a 3rd channel, vlog channel, gaming channel. Things are coming on those channels soon, so make sure to tap in. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get into this top 10 fighter list, man. Now, with Cooler being the newest LF, I'm just gonna keep his art on the it's the right for you, but I need to keep pointing to the left. I'll probably go silent at certain points because I'm thinking about it, comparing things, but I can start off the list confidently by saying Cooler is literally better than everybody in the game right now. There will be other things I do need to consider. For example, if I go to PvP right now, which is why the mobile's there, it's nice and neat. I have to consider where they are in the boost, and at the time I'm making this video, the date is Thursday the 15th of September. If you go to the boost characters in PvP, it very much makes a difference where they are, especially if they are non-Zenkai in the featured boost. So the main 3 that we got here, 4 even, 5, we've got Cooler, USV, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Tapion, and LF Trunks. Those guys, I can assure you, they'll definitely make the top 10 just off rip. But specifically Cooler, if we just go into Cooler, yeah, there's so much that makes him generally valuable. Like, he is neat. Like, he is a neat unit. And let me show you that right now. So you can see here with his main ability, it's just generally valuable simply because I'm not even going to include the ultimate art or anything else that he gets. The draw speed is insane. But the fact that he can nullify endurance with 20 time counts and can't be cover changed just off the main pop is already insane. In addition to the fact that the main thing, in my opinion, the thing that gives him the most value is the fact that he can lock you in. So if he does a strike arts, he locks you in for 2 sub counts. And that's enough to get off 3 cards unless you're running somebody like, for example, the green Vegeta. The green Vegeta, I've seen because I was using him. He actually reduces sub counts. We know that already. He's been in the game for a while, but I want to compare him to this Vegeta anyways, for a number of reasons. Let me bring up where it is in his kit. So it's here. Applies the following effects to self every time another battle member is hit with an enemy strike arts with blast attack. So if you hit this guy, or if you hit a battle member, and he's on the team, his sub count will reduce. And in this time, Cooler can get off 3 cards. So it's the strike arts that locks, that's the first one, and he can get off 2 more after that without having anybody switch in unless they have something that affects sub counts, which is actually especially good. But I also want to compare him to this Vegeta because when this Vegeta released, everybody slept on him, including me. I'm not even gonna lie, everybody slept on him. Let's not act like we're all saints. We slept on this guy. If you were the only guys that support this guy were the Vegeta guys, because they're copium hunters, bro. They're on max copium 24/7. If you're a Vegeta main, you know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. You Vegeta clan warriors, don't let any Vegeta get slandered, bro. Even when they're not good. But in this case, I'm not gonna lie, the Vegeta was especially good, and the main reason for that is because when he pops his ultimate arts, he locks you in. Now he gains a big buff of just using strike cards, green cards, so he can build up his ultimate. So once he locks you in, you're pretty much gonna get blown away. You're getting boomed, bro. Literally just like that. But the same thing with this Cooler. If I go over to him, you can see that he's especially valuable simply because every time he does a strike arts, he locks you in. That gives him room to just ultimate you straight away, rising rush you straight away. It's all especially valuable, which is just insane. But to tie that in with the fact that when he pops his main ability, he nullifies endurance. Unless you're a revival unit, you're getting boomed. Even if you're a revival unit, you're getting boomed because he can. Most revival units in the game, they're not tanky enough to even survive, and none of them are really relevant anyways. So for that being said, that alone is more valuable than anything else any of the current meta units can provide, and I'm dead serious about that. Not even talking about the fact that Super Saiyans, the other main 2 characters, even 3 if you want to stretch it, that are relevant in the meta, we got USV Ultra Super Vegito, USG Ultra Super Gogeta, and then we also have the Super Saiyan Trunks. They're all Super Saiyans, and he does extra damage against Super Saiyans. So that's a very good counter. On top of the fact that he goes type neutral if there's an enemy that's a Super Saiyan, specifically for Ultra Super Gogeta. So he's a full counter to a lot of the meta units right now. Very, very valuable. Had to place him at number 1 just because of that. I don't see it any other way. I feel like it's very clear, specifically for him. People might disagree, and people might say it's too early, but I think he's just too solid. But with that being said, we do now need to move on to the next unit, even though I've put him on a god tier standard. Now, this is where it gets a lot more debatable, and there's a lot more varying opinions, generally speaking, and we're gonna have to actually have the debate here. So if I'm gonna pull up any candidates next, I'm gonna put them at Z tier for now. I'd pull up USV, not in order by the way, at the moment. MUI, the androids, and Gogeta. It's only these 4, in my opinion. These 4 with Cooler are like on a different tier. MUI is kind of like straggling along, but simply because he has the auto dodge features, the Dokabaki auto win, bro, like, and he gets endurance last stand. Those things alone keep him in the game. If he did not have those, as we saw when he got off the boost, became very squishy, he would not be here with these 3 other units. So for that alone, just the fact that he's getting carried by mechanics and not really anything else that supplies in his kit. I guess the mechanics are his kit, but you have to understand what I mean about the performance level in comparison to the others. And I'm not trying to say that he's trash by any means. He's still in the top 5 realm, as you can see. But because of these 3 having higher performance levels without any of those cheesy mechanics, I think they're more valuable overall. And with these three here, it's also very tight. So you got the tag droids, you got USV, and Ultra Super Gogeta. Now, with Ultra Super Vegeta and Ultra Super Gogeta, I see them as best friends. They're like Naruto and Sasuke. They're like Goku and Vegeta, bro. The ultimate duos in this joint. Luffy and Zoro, if you will. These guys here, when they're put together, you're literally just gonna dominate. Especially if you have them both at high stars. Obviously, we're considering everybody at the same amount of star levels, but generally speaking, we're talking about their kits. These two, I see them as best friends, and because of how well they work together, even though Cooler's countering them right now, and will be continue to, it's not like he's gonna disappear. These two, if you're putting one high up, you can't have it without the others. And considering we're putting the meta at stake here for this video, they come as a pair. They come as a good pair. You could say that Ultra Super Gogeta has more options, and he definitely does, because he can also be run on movies, Super Saiyans, and fusions. This guy here only has pretty much two options, Super Saiyans and fusions. So the movies being very valuable, with Cooler even being a movies unit, and let's not even talk about the other options like Dragon Fist, Tapion, who's also a really good support unit for movies. The main one, he is a big carry for movies, I'm not even gonna lie. And they even have a revival option with this Revhan if you want to talk about him, even though I think he's in the mud personally. You could say that Ultra Super Gogeta goes way higher just because of that. But I feel like Ultra Super Vegeta, with him being in the boost right now, his damage is still extremely high. Like, on top of the fact that he has a lot of features for himself where he can carry, and I'm sure everybody's noticed, kind of like when Kaioken was in the meta, USV's combos are extremely long, and they're bothersome. They're very, very bothersome. Like, you can get comboed forever with USV if you just don't time the things right. For example, if you drop combos, green cards coming in, even him using his gauge can give him more time stalling. Blue card to draw more cards. You don't know what he's going to draw in next after a long combo. Main ability, Restoring Vanish. There's a lot of things that he has in his kit. I don't need to actually look at it straight up. But just off those, he does all of that. I don't think you should take him away from Ultra Super Gogeta at the moment. You should really keep them neck and neck. So for example, the way I see it, which I tried to explain this in my stream, if you think that the androids are better than any of these, they go ahead. But these two drop behind because they're a pair. So putting the androids is basically saying that if this guy is better than this guy, I see it as you're saying he's also better than Ultra Super Gogeta. So it'd either be like this, or like this, or like this. I don't think you can move these guys apart because they're that tight, close together. Someone had a little conversation on Twitter. Forgot the brother's name. Starts with an M. Asked me, basically said something like, for example, movies has a lot more HP and whatnot. So with that, you could run this guy, and then have a good support. You could even run Dragon Fist and actually get some value out of it. They have a whole color wheel as well, pretty much, with leader slot, like edging and helping them, whatnot. You can get a lot of value out of it that way. But the way I was seeing it is that, not to say that the S tier is going to stay like this. It's going to move, by the way. I would say that Ultra Super Gogeta paired with Ultra Super Vegeta, like I said, they're best friends. It's more valuable to pair them with Cooler than to add a support or to add Dragon Fist. Simply because I'm not putting Dragon Fist in the realm of these five up here. I'm just not. I feel like he's just like, not a tier down, but he's not them, let's say. He's not a whole tier down, but he's not them. Tapion is good because of his support more than anything. He can do a bit of damage here and there, but the main reason people use him is for his support, disruption that he has in his kit. But I feel like it's more valuable to have the damage output. USV being a defensive unit, he has endurance as well, so you don't really need like Tapion's, like he has sub count reduction. Let me actually pull it up so you guys can see. Use the two screens that I have. If I go to sparking here, yellow, bring up Tapion so I can show you guys what I'm seeing. Let's go into his kit. Where is it here? Shortens own sub count by 10 when enemy activates Rise and Rush. In that case, you would still have to get Rise and rushed, but that just means you can bring him in. But even with Tapion, I mean with Cooler, sorry, you could go for like rush options and not ultimate options, which wouldn't allow him to come back in. So that just buffing Cooler again. I kind of went off topic there, but what I wanted to say is that unless the person is like the droids who nullifies endurance 24/7 or full power freezer, I think you'd be better off having the endurance factor that USV provides, which is why I would put these two strong as a pair, solid. Like, they're tight. They ain't going nowhere. They're brothers in action. Over the movies variant with Cooler, I'd put these two over that with Cooler rather than the movies variant, which is why I have these guys tight. So if you want to put these guys interchangeable, personally, in my recent experience, because he gets his vanish back on his main, I think it's easier to just use USV. So I'm gonna put pardon me. I'm gonna put USV at the top of Z tier. Damn. Damn. I'm gonna put USV at the top of Z tier. Bless me. I'm gonna put USG next. Now the droids, people are not gonna be happy about it, but simply because they came out the boost, I think that they just became a lot more squishy. It's a lot easier to deal with them. You can get their health down a lot faster. Not to say that they're any less offensive. They are still attacking demons. If we're looking at it individually, not gonna lie, I'd put them over. Low key. I think it's interchangeable, but if you put it over, I wouldn't even bat an eye. I'd be like, that's cool. I wouldn't even debate. Like, that's cool. But simply because they're a lot squishier, in my opinion, I'm going to put them under. And the fact that even though it takes two of these guys, so for example, USG is type advantage against the red, USV is type advantage against the switch when the tag droids switch. So that would make 18 weak to USV and USG. I mean, 17 weak to USG and vice versa. So 17 strong against USV and 18 strong against USG. I feel like because you have to build up that tag switch, whereas timer counts are always running, I'm going to keep these guys higher. But this unit here, the tag droids, are a very, very strong unit. That's going to be one of the big debatables. Let me know what you think about that one there. I think MUI is strong here, just off the fact that he has a... what you call it? Those mechanics, the auto dodge. And he does damage off that, and the Dokubaki auto win, insane. Endurance on top of that when he's last stand, insane. Can't cover change him once he pops the main, insane. But looking back at it now, we also do have to consider the colors in the meta. I didn't want to disregard that point. These two are red, with Cooler being red. There's 3 insane reds. So I see an argument for USV being moved down. On top of the fact that USG has a lot of team options. Now, do you want to value how damaging this guy can be on his own with the boost? Or do you want to consider the team options over that? I think it's more realistic to consider the team options, because if this guy isn't high stars, you're not going to get the most out of him. It's a very specific scenario when he's by himself. So I think I'm going to move USG above. And now actually contemplating it a little bit more, I think I might move the androids above. But I'm not putting MUI the edge, because I feel like what he has in his kit, besides from those cheesy mechanics, don't make him better than USV, even though he does have the type color advantage. I think USV can stay there in 4th. USG because of more team options, generally speaking. I think that's a solid top 5. I'm considering moving USG up, but I think I'm going to leave it like that for now. And now that we got through the top 5, that's like the halfway point. Let me know what you guys think. Now we're going to start moving a lot more of these guys down here and complete the tier list, top 10 fighter list. So we've got our top 5 here. Cooler being number 1, USG being number 2. I think that's extremely solid. Tag Droids number 3, USV number 4, and MUI Goku at number 5. Alright, so boom. I've spaced them out a bit more so that I can create space for anybody that might go in S tier. But we're going to head into the bottom 5. So if I'm going to move anybody up from here, I think VB's 100% a candidate. I'll put this Vegeta up as well. Topion straight away. And am I going to move anybody else here? Dragon Fist, I almost didn't see him. Jesus Christ, that's very bad. Alright, so you're probably wondering, when am I going to move Trunks? And it's just off the basis, my eyes just didn't see him. I moved him up earlier, and I forgot that he existed. Don't mind me too heavily. If you're gonna get angry at me, I know I should have moved Trunks up. Whatever. He's gonna get up. He's gonna get up. Pause. I'm gonna move him up. Don't worry. Just give me a moment. My eyes didn't see. I think these four move up straight away. And out compared to these lot, not to say that these lot aren't good at all, but these four just stand out to me like a sore thumb. They're much more obvious picks in my opinion. For various reasons, and I'm not even going to go into any of their kits at first. I'm just going to say you just see them more. And that should explain for itself. You see them way more. Period. Cool. I think it's a no-brainer that the next two that have to come up are between these two here, movies units, because I've already spoke about how valuable movies is in general, and we've dived into Tapion a bit. Dragon Fist, I feel like that guy is very, very dangerous if you're lacking. If you ain't got your guard up, you're lacking, man. He's gonna catch you and he's gonna hit you with his ult. When his gauge is full, that's a big problem, man. That's a big problem. You gotta be careful about that ultimate. Not even the ultimate, it's the main ability pop. That is very, very dangerous. So you can see here, let me show you guys on the screen. Slightly charged on unique gauge every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card around the battlefield, applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full, and he gets health, and then everything just gets an upgrade basically. He becomes a GOAT. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm trying to show you where it is on his website, but really and truly, I can tell you what he does basically off the rap of my head, because I'm not trying to work this website and look like an NPC. But for the first two switches in, you can't cover change him, and I believe that's for 5 or 10 time accounts. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. When his gauge is full, the main ability, he gets a vanish back and he takes your vanish. And on top of the fact that he goes type neutral because of his gauge being full. If he's last stand, one strike card, I believe, or one arts card will actually fill his gauge immediately. So with this guy here, more than anybody else, and also in terms of just being meta relevant and actually a fighter against everybody else, I think he comfortably takes the next spot as 6th. Next, I'm actually going to put Tapion straight away. Tapion is used more for his support, but of course he's a fighter on the team, so people use him as a weapon. You'd be dumb not to actually attack with him. That's what you have to do, the way Legends work. You switch out, you got 3 units, you do what you got to do. Cool. But it's not that. I don't think it's that serious to put his support over anybody else on the list. Having Tapion higher than 6th, in my opinion, out of all of these, is slightly crazy, because his offenses are not matching of those up here, in my opinion. It's just not that. However, he is a very good support, and he does carry a lot of teams. But the support he will provide, in addition to what these guys can do by themselves, makes these guys already more valuable than him. But without these guys to buff, he's not that valuable on his own, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense in my head. So I would rather have a team, me personally, with just a lot of meta dominant units and just smash everybody than consider strategy and whatnot. There's a certain ceiling. You can take it in any anime. There's a certain ceiling where, or any series in fact, though there's strong fighters, where it's pure talent will always beat skill. I mean, pure talent will always beat hard work, where you're like strategizing, thinking that, oh, if I do this with Tapion, I can get a good output, That is good. That's strategizing. That's hard work that you build up. But some units, that will mean nothing against them. Cooler being one of them. USG when he's lost a homie being one of them. The tag droids being one of them. That support that you're talking about, or whatever disruption he provides on top of that, it's like card sealing and all sorts. You can't cover change him on green. I know about Tapion. I'm not putting him over these one-man army units, because that's a lot of strategizing and effort when I can just get that out by having one strong unit. And that's how I think about it. Let me know if that might be hard-headed. I'm not trying to be too ignorant about certain things, but really and truly, You want the unit that's going to hit hard. You're not hunting for Tapion, but if you have him, well, some of you might be. But if you have him, he's going to be a good support on your team. But he's not your key member. Let's be honest. He's buffing everybody else. So I'm going to keep him at 6. But from here, I feel like there's a big turning point of whether you value the support or the offenses more. So I've got Vegeta and this, and VB. I feel like VB's next for sure. Because he runs with Fusion Warriors. He can run with God Key as well. I think that VB is that borderline of the support is better than the offenses you can get out of him. If it's going to cross anywhere, it crosses right there. To say I'd put him in Z tier, I might be pushing it. But I think I'm going to start the S tier rankings now. So I'd go VB and then Vegeta. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that leaves one more space. So we've got all of these units here. Bardock got his platinum equip. But I'm going to rule him out straight away. Because I know there's somebody saying, oh, LF Bardock, you got to mention him. Fair enough, I don't even have him. I don't. But I feel like the fact that he's yellow, he gets clipped by all the reds, and his team options make him not valuable. Those two things, automatically, I don't have to put him in the 10th spot. Don't even have to consider anything else, let's just be honest. Not to say that he doesn't have value, but top 10, you're pushing it. You're pushing it in my opinion. I really like Whis' support personally, so I'll move him up to say that he's a contender for the 10th spot, but I don't know. I feel like Angel Golden Frieza, with the fact that Eloise on the come up, would be very valuable more than anything else. With not that even Cooler needs it, because he goes type neutral against the main Super Saiyan. But what I've noticed is that when I've been using Cooler, VB can dead him. Because VB is not a Super Saiyan, he's just blue. So that one there is crazy. It's crazy. So I can see this guy being as a counter for him. I could put him up. The guy's still holding on to Future. I'll make you guys smile. You guys can be happy. I'll move up your boy Trunks. I'll also move up this Revhan just because movies is so high up in the classes. I gotta move up Full Power Frieza. Not that guy. Stay down. Full Power Frieza. He comes along with the LOE merchants. Revzar, I would move him up. But really and truly, I'm thinking about it. Nah, move him up. Revival is too valuable. I can't just nerf him because of that. Because of the other LOE units that are more valuable than him. I feel like someone's flaming me right now for Whis, but I'm not moving them up. Don't worry. And I feel like these guys stay down here. Yeah. That looks neat. That looks neat to me. So we gotta pick one of these units here, and there's 6 of them. Now, I don't really need to break down their kit, but I feel like Revhan, his damage isn't what it used to be. He's not making it personally. For me, I wouldn't move him up. He does have support factors before he revives. The revival is the main thing that carries him. Revzar here is actually very, very valuable. So I'm going to move him just ahead, just so I can remember that he's very, very valuable. He's got revival, but he's got so many things that are just annoying, man. So many things. I'm actually going to bring it up on my phone this time, because I actually pulled him recently. Crazy in my summons, like it literally just sent me. But this guy here is really annoying. Destroys cards, blue cards. Gets key. This is before the revival, by the way, so I'm just gliding through his kit. Shortens ally sub count on the main ability. Seals one enemy card. That has got me so many times you don't even understand. Revival, of course, in his kit. That's very valuable. Some attribute downgrades for the enemy. Restores ally health, as you can see, for the LOE goons. For the LOE goons in watching the video right now, like, yay, Revzar's getting spoken about. The guys, they going crazy right now. They love Frieza. They love him. They love him, man. Boss for the team as well. That's all allies as well. So, that's crazy. Then after the revival, he shortens sub counts again with the second main ability. Gets a blue card. Key. Reduces Dragon Ball. And that's 5 timer counts in. Straight after revival, he's basically got his main ability again. Crazy, man. His unique abilities stay the same. but you can get more out of these other things. So special move damage and destroy card as well. The green card, you can't cover change after the fact. So you can see it afflicts all enemies with 3 sub counts. That's very, very annoying. Very, very annoying. More annoying than you may think. With the fact that if we compare him to Cooler. If we compare him to Cooler and we scroll down, Cooler's is only 2 sub counts when he does a strike. So the extra timer count does make a difference. So big up Revza in it. So just gotta bring him up right there. Angel Golden Freezer. I feel like he's squishy. Let me go back to the other screen. I feel like Angel Golden Freezer is especially squishy. And that's really the only reason why I'm hesitant to put him 10th. He has a lot more, and I'm not even going to dive into it. For example, his green card is annoying. Blue card's annoying. Destroys ults, like, randomly. There's a lot of things that are annoying about him. But off the fact that I don't think he's physically strong enough, I don't think I'm going to move him up. I feel like out of these contenders here, I'll move Revhan on. I've seen people trying to bring him in. But I don't think he's a 10th spot contender either. If I'm going to take Whis up, Whis' support and consistency is way better than Revhan's. He's not an LF, so he's easier to get as well. And people still use him on that red, purple variant. The people that are struggling and starving. So you can get a lot out of him. I'm not going to lie. I've been just putting him on any team just to see what I can get out of him. And I'm not going to lie. He is not a sleeper for his support aspect. But again, similar to how I scaled Tapion, it's that barrier of, are you going to scale raw output over support? You know, I would move Trunks up, but he's a Super Saiyan and he's also blue. So he's not protected from final form Cooler. He's not. If it wasn't a red Cooler, I might move him up. I might. I feel like I missed somebody. I did. Oh my god. Somebody's probably screaming at me. Because where's Trunks? I'm bugging. Yeah, Tail is done. Tail is done. Tail is done. I'm going to put this guy right here. Even right here. Tail is done. I was stressing this whole time. I'm actually going to do a nice cut. I was stressing this whole time. I completely forgot about him. Blast Armor on strikes. I believe he goes type neutral as well. 2 ultimates. What? Nah, let's bring up the Trunks. Nah. I gotta apologize. For everybody watching the video right now, I gotta apologize. I'm sorry. I'm respectfully sorry for missing out such a unit. I'm respectfully sorry for missing out such a unit. That is crazy. How did I not see him? Damn, he was just invisible to me. But he needs more respect. He needs more respect. I'm putting him over Dragon Fist. I'm actually doing that. Now, let me explain. Now, I've had this debate with people in my live stream, and I'm so solid on this tier list now. I'm locked. I think I need to think about LOE. I might be dick riding with the VB and Vegeta. I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn. I'm thinking about look. Let me just slide these guys in. I'm thinking about this and putting them over. I might have to do that because the LOE stocks just went through the roof. So he's the 10th unit, Revza. But let me talk about Trunks. Let me not jump subjects. This is why tier lists aren't easy, man. They're not easy. Let me not jump subjects. So thinking about Trunks here, the way I've basically concluded why he's better than Dragon Fist is simply off the basis that having burst damage that is guaranteed is better than a gauge that you might not fill. Now, an example of this I'll use is Jiren. If you don't rush that guy, his peak is locked behind the fact that you didn't rush him. But obviously that's way more out of the user's hands because it depends on what the enemy does, which is what makes him not good. With Goku, the Dragon Fist one, if his gauge doesn't fill, I feel like he is not better than Super Saiyan Trunks. But the simple fact that you have to work towards building his gauge, similar to how I said about the strategizing thing over just pure talent, you're not getting better results. It's like the possibility type of game, and that's how I see it. Trunks has 2 ultimates. You're gonna pop a green card. The odds of that happening are so high. So you have one ultimate. You're gonna pop the main ability. That's 2 ultimates. And ultimates are the most damaging thing, subpar Rising Rush. So just for that simple basis, Trunks goes over Dragon Fist. And I feel like it's not something that we need to debate. Fair enough. If you want to say that Dragon Fist, you can't cover change him for the first 2 times. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But even then, how much damage is he going to do? With that long combo, it's like Gogeta Blue. You're working on building up a gauge where there's no point of doing that when there's already stronger fighters in the meta. You might as well just use somebody else rather than dedicating your time to him. You know what I'm saying? The power creep is going to hit him harder. Whereas Trunks right now, with the fact that he's in the boost, 2 ultimates got you every single time. Blast Arm on strike as well. That should close the deal. But if you disagree, let me know. Just let me know. Also, one more thing I should actually put in here. He does damage against the Freezer Force. With Cooler in the game, LOE's values, stock's gone through the roof. So, Trunks, you know what he gotta do? Gotta put him above. I might even sneak him above MUI. I will in fact. What are you gonna do about it? I will. Put him as 5th. I think that's neat. And I think that pretty much concludes the tier list. I'm just very much stuck on these bottom lot. I don't know how LOE is so valuable though, man. With Cooler just entering, and LOE's always been, like, they haven't always been good, but they've been good recently, man. They might have just needed that Cooler. They also can have the droids as a leader slot member. It's a very, very dangerous team. A lot of people do run it. A lot of people do. I think I'm actually gonna move up Revza. Like that. And like that. I think that's solid. So we got 1, Cooler 1, USG 2, Droids 3, USV 4, Trunks 5, MUI 6, Dragon Fist 7, Tapion 8, Revza 9, and VB 10. VB is better than Full Power Freezer in my opinion, but let me know what you think about that take. But I feel like Freezer has more team options, but VB can be used with 2 of the best Fusion Warriors in the game, and MUI, which are all above any of Freezer's teammates besides from these 2 who have a red option for his team. It's very difficult. So I don't mind if you guys move any one of these down. I'm just gonna move Vegeta down now. Any of these 3, if you shake them around, that's fine. But I feel like everybody above is extremely solid. I'm gonna leave my list just like that. That was a stressful time for me. I've never done something like this, and I feel like sitting down and actually thinking about it, it ain't easy. It's not easy. And it's more so about maybe when you're looking at it, why you came to certain conclusions. I'm very still stuck on those bottom 3, but I'm just going to commit and stay solid with it. I think like everything else makes a lot more sense with how I explain things. I don't think it's really up to debate, but I could see, for example, you might want to move Dragon Fist in front of MUI as well. I wouldn't do that. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But if you want to do that, do what you want to do. I'm not doing that. My list here, let me just show you guys one more time for the take. Cooler, number 1. USG, number 2. Droids, number 3. USV, number 4. Super Saiyan Trunks, number 5. MUI, number 6. Dragon Fist, number 7. Tapion, number 8. Revza, number 9. And VB, 10. Honorable mention, Full Power Freezer. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's a longer video. I don't usually do videos this long, but I think I'm going to start doing them, given that every time an LF drops or an Ultra drops, not including the All-Star units unless they have a big impact, and even then, I'll talk about them later. I'm going to leave it like that. Appreciate you guys for watching. My name's Zakashi, guys. I will see you guys in the next one, man.